Hey, good morning. Hello, and welcome. Welcome to our VA Mastery series. We are on episode 5, which I totally can't believe because I can't believe this is the fifth time that I'm doing this series, which is amazing in itself. Time is going by so quickly. So, hello. So today we are going to be focusing on a critical aspect of being a virtual assistant, and we're going to be talking about financial savvy, how to set your prices, all of the things, all about the money, right? Because that's what we're in business to do. We are becoming VAs so that not only can we have financial freedom, but we can pay the bills and not worry about it. So we have to be, good stewards of our money, right? And have a plan in place. So, all right. So as you're rolling in here, say hello. I see a couple people rolling on now. I think I've mentioned this before. I am streaming with StreamYard, and sometimes I cannot see I can't see who's commenting in my StreamYard dashboard. I'm trying to keep an eye out over here on my Facebook comments to see who's here. But as you're rolling in, say hello. Where are you watching from? I am broadcasting here from my home office in Central New York. Good morning, Jeanette. Hey, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. I'm so glad that you're here. So we're talking about setting our pricing today. And, this is around, setting your pricing as a virtual assistant, but this can really be for, any business. Every business has to set their prices, right? Especially if you're a service-based business. So hopefully this will be a jump start for you as well. All right. Okay. So before we get started, I just want to do a quick introduction. Actually, first of all, if you're watching the live, give me a hashtag live. If you're catching the replay, give me a hashtag replay so that I know, who's able to hop on the lives and is this a good time for me to broadcast, right? And if you're new to my page, type hashtag new. I'd love to reach out, get to know you. And if you are new to my page, then I just want to let you know that my name is Jodi Marvin. I am a former virtual assistant turned operations manager, and I also train naturally organized women to build virtual assistant empires that they absolutely love from the comfort of home, so that they can live life on their terms and have that time freedom and some financial freedom as well, some financial independence. All right. So let's jump right in. So today we are talking all about setting your prices as a virtual assistant. And this is really important. This is something, a lot of newer virtual assistants struggle with. But it is really important to kind of get that established, in the beginning. And of course, it's not something that, you're going to rework this right as you go. So don't worry about it if you feel like you didn't get it right at first, right? You got to start somewhere. All right. So, getting your rates right, it's really more than, it's more kind of like an art than it is a science, right? And it really is fundamental to your success as a VA. And so here's how we're going to approach it. I'm going to give you some different, categorizations on how you can approach setting your prices. Hi, Rega, watching live. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Live from the Philippines. Amazing. All righty. So the first thing that you're going to want to do when you are figuring out how to set your pricing is you really need to go out and do some market research. Okay. You got to put the time in to figure out what's going on out there, right? Just kind of like dive into what others in your field are charging, right? You can look in forums, you can look in job boards, you can, maybe network with some VAs, collaborate with some VAs, ask around, see what's going on. So market research is really going to be, an important piece of this. All right. And also you're going to want to consider your experience and your skills. All right. Now, of course, higher experience and specialized skills can really command higher rates, right? Because if you know what you're doing and, obviously, if you're a seasoned person and you have these, even like tech skills or whatever, of course, you're going to command some higher rates. So now what you can do to figure out, your skill set is just list down your unique skills that really set you apart. All right. Because we all have them. And, I'm actually running a challenge this week. And tonight is day 3. And I'll talk about that a little bit later when we're wrapping up here today. But, that's what we talked about on day 1 is figuring out what your unique skill sets are. Okay. Because that's what you need to figure out. What services, what skills do you have that you can provide as a service to other entrepreneurs and businesses. All right. All righty. So just list down your unique skills that set you apart. All right. And that will really help you in, getting started with determining what pricing you should set and what your rate should be. All right. So number 3 is to adjust for your niche. Now, rates can definitely, vary widely depending on your niche. Now you don't have to niche, right? You definitely don't have to do that. You can just be a general VA, or you can just start out as, whatever skills that you have. But if you specialize in a high demand area, your rates are most likely going to be higher. Okay, so keep that in mind. So you're going to adjust for your niche or for your specialized services that you offer. All right. So here are some actionable steps in regards to what we just talked about. All right. So number 1 is to conduct a detailed market analysis this week to understand what the going rates are for services similar to yours. All right. And that may take a little bit of time, and that's okay. Ask around, look in the forums, network with other VAs, all that stuff that you have to do to, really, really conduct that research. Right. And, research is a lot of work in the beginning, but once you have that down, it's done. All right. So the second actionable step that you can take is to just create a list of your unique skills and your experiences, and use this to justify your rates. Okay. If you have specialized skills, you can charge higher. If you're starting out and you're not sure what your skills are, that's okay too, right? Because we can adjust as we go. That is the beauty part of becoming a VA. You can charge, whatever you want. It's your business, right? And as you bring some more of those skills and put those in your toolkit, you can charge higher rates, which is amazing. So you really have control over, how much you're making. You can give yourself a raise, take on more clients, take on more specialized clients, things like that. All right. So the next thing that we're going to go over right now is we are going to talk about actually budgeting basics. Yes, budgeting basics. I know. Sometimes I don't know if I like that word budget, because it kind of, sometimes it's a little cringeworthy, but you know what? It's something that, good morning, Gordy. Thank you for joining. Good morning. Yeah. So, it's funny that you just hopped on here because we're talking about budgeting basics, right? Because, my husband and I collaborate on our budget, right? It's something that is so, so important, not only in your personal life, but also in your business life, and really treating your VA practice like the business it is really means getting on top of your finances, right? So, there are, I have three tips for you in regards to the budgeting basics for your VA business. The first one is to track your income and expenses, right? That kind of seems like a no-brainer, right? But it's kind of easier said than done, right? It can be a tedious process, but really knowing what comes in and goes out is really the foundation for of good business finance. Just know all of your income that's coming in, and know what all of your expenses are. And you could do that just in a simple Google sheet. All right. There's other tools out there. You can use Excel, Google. There's a product called Mint. I don't know if they have a free version or not, but you could check that out. There's also other budgeting software. There's QuickBooks. There's, what is it called? Wave, I think, FreshBooks. And I think FreshBooks does have a free version. But any of these software platforms or a Google Sheet, they can really help you simplify the process, right? Because basically, in a Google Sheet, it's free. You can share it with with a collaborator, or maybe like a partner, whomever, that you need to have eyes on your budget. And you can share that. You could be in the document together in real time and really keep an eye on those numbers, right? So just use those tools, all right? So first of all, just track your income and expenses. Second of all, make sure that you're using some tools that really help you simplify that process. You are going to thank yourself later, right? And you can pull up these tools anywhere. Usually, you can grab them on your phone, most tools, right? Because most of those nowadays have apps, right? Even a Google Sheet, you can pull it up on your phone. All right. So the third tip that I have for you in regards to your budgeting basics is to perform monthly reviews. Okay. Set a time in your calendar, do some calendar blocking, and just make sure that you're regularly reviewing your finances, because it really helps you adjust as needed. And when I do this myself, and I actually look at some of the tools that I'm using, like, oh my goodness, I haven't used this tool in a while. I think I'm going to get rid of it. And I do, I kind of slash some of those expenses. Of course, you keep the things that you definitely need, right? But sometimes you forget that you have subscriptions, or maybe you find a new piece of software, like I just found recently, that has all the tools included, and then you can get rid of some of the tools that you're paying for separately on a monthly basis, right? Which I absolutely love doing that, and I think you'll enjoy that too. Good afternoon, Oranwa, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Yes, I see. Yes, and you signed up for our challenge as well. So I'm so glad that you're here for the VA series. We conduct our VA series every week, every Wednesday at 10 a.m. It's a free series, and we talk about different things in regards to VA businesses. How to build VA businesses. Today, we're actually talking about how to set your prices and how to, keep your money on track and all your finances and things like that for your VA business. So welcome, Aranwa, and I hope I'm saying that your name correctly. All righty, it's great to have you here. And it looks like you are in another time zone because you're saying good afternoon. So good afternoon to you wherever you're tuning in from. All righty. And so now what I want to do, so we just talked about the budgeting basics, right? So I want to give you some actionable steps. We just talked about the 3 tips for budgeting basics. Now I want you to walk away with some actionable steps from this, all right? So number 1 is to set up a basic budgeting system if you haven't already, and choose a tool that you're comfortable with. I would highly recommend that you start with something like a Google Sheet. All you really need is a column for your expenses and a column for your income. And then you can perform automated formulas and calculations. If you don't know how to do that, you know what, reach out to me and I can give you some tips. I can do a screen share or something like that. But absolutely love Google Sheets. And it's a great way to get started. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, but it'll get you on your way to really knowing what your numbers are for your VA business. Okay. All righty. So that's number 1. So set up your basic budgeting system. Number 2, for the next month, I am going to challenge you to diligently track every income and expense related to your business. All righty. Even if you're just starting out, you're starting your VA business and you say, okay, well, I know that I need this tool and it's something that you want to invest in, or maybe it's a coaching program that you want to invest in so that you can get your business off the ground. List those as expenses. Okay. All right, because it's going to be very important going forward, and we're going to talk about our next section here in today's episode, which is all about planning for taxes and saving. All right, so getting yourself set up, making sure you're tracking your income and your expenses is really going to set you up for planning for taxes and savings. All right, which we're going to talk about right now. So honestly, the financial side of running your VA business, obviously it doesn't stop with budgeting, right? Because planning for taxes and savings, is also key. So I have 3 more tips under this categorization, which is, again, it's planning for taxes and savings. So number 1 is to set aside for taxes. This is way easier said than done. And I have been actually guilty of this in the past where I didn't set aside for it. So then I'm going to owe at the end of the year. So I'm taking what I'm learning and I'm passing this along to you. So listen, so set aside for your taxes. So a percentage of each payment should go straight to a tax savings account. And I'm talking about an account that's different, that you're not going to touch, right? That's kind of out of sight, out of mind. Once you put your tax allocated tax amount into this account, leave it alone until it's time to pay your taxes. All righty. Number 2, and I'm sure you've heard of this before, but an emergency fund. Now, this is really crucial for any business owner, and it really provides a buffer, especially in lean times, because, if you're a service provider, you may have some, monthly retainer clients who have signed on. So that's awesome, if you do, but there may be some lean times out there, right? When you feel like you don't have the work and you're out looking for more work, but an emergency fund is really going to help with that buffer, and it's really going to get you through. Okay. And number 3 is retirement savings. And Jodi, who's on the call right now, is a big advocate for this too. It's never too early to start planning for retirement. And there are ways to set up a retirement account without having an employer. Okay. You can do that on your own. It's not difficult. But there are ways of doing that. And there are ways of allocating that money and putting that retirement savings in there as an independent contractor. All right. So don't let those kind of things scare you. Don't let health insurance scare you, or retirement savings, or, anything like that, because what an employer can do for you, you can do for yourself as well as a freelance virtual assistant. All right. So the actionable steps in regards to taxes and planning are: number one, to open a separate savings account for your taxes, and another one for your emergency fund. Yes, that's two separate ones. All right. Because again, out of sight, out of mind, that these are earmarked for these things. You're not to touch them. Right. And then what I want you to do is determine the percentage of your income that will go into each after each payment. All right. So, and you can even do this on your Google Sheet, right? So if you set up your budget in your Google Sheet, you can create a new tab and then maybe have a plan in that new tab for how you're allocating to your emergency fund and your retirement savings. How cool is that? And then you'll have one document for all of that stuff. All right. So cool. Awesome. So those are the things that we covered today. So I'm going to do a quick recap of what we did. All right. What we covered. So we're going to perform a market analysis to understand the right rates for your services. Okay. We're going to implement a budgeting system to keep track of your finances. And you're going to open separate savings accounts for taxes, emergency funds, and consider some retirement savings. Do a little bit of research. You know what? You got Google as your friend, right? Go out there and Google and find some retirement savings plans that work well for independent contractors and freelancers. All right. And the last thing is deciding on and managing your rates and finances. All right. It's really crucial for your VA business health. And it's crucial for your peace of mind too, right? Just to know, that you have some confirmed rates. It's easier on your sales calls. It's easier when you're talking to people, right? So I'd like to know, which of these financial strategies are you planning to tackle first? All right. So drop your thoughts in the comments. And I just want you to remember that the backbone of a successful VA business it really is effective financial management, right? So know your numbers, be able to pop in your Google Sheet whenever you can, right? And you know what? And I can't wait to share more of these insights on our next episode. And this is actually the perfect topic for this morning, because let me just close that out real quick. It's the perfect topic for this morning because we're going to be covering setting VA prices tonight in day 3 of Virtual Assistant Fast Track Challenge. And that's going on right now. It's going on all this week. We're on day 3 today. All right. We're having a great time over there. We got people getting their homework finished, really setting a solid foundation to get your VA business off the ground. So excited to do this with you. So if you're just rolling in here right now, or you're watching this replay and you missed day 1 or day 2 of the challenge, don't worry about it. You can still jump in where you are because all the replays are available. And I also have a beautiful workbook that I created myself that will guide you through all of this as well. And you get that if you join the challenge. Alrighty. So if you'd like to know more about that, or if you'd like to register for that, I'm going to pop the link to register for the challenge because it's not too late. I'm going to pop that right in the comments here as you're watching the live. And all you have to do is click on the link, you fill out your name and your email, and then you get a series of emails. You're going to know when I'm going live. You're going to know what the topics are. You're going to get the workbook, and there are tons of free bonuses that you're going to get. All right. So this 5-day challenge is really, I've worked really, really hard behind the scenes. I've been creating a lot of amazing content to help other, aspiring VAs get their businesses off the ground. So it's very close to my heart, and I'm very excited about this 5-day challenge. And another thing is, because we are talking about setting your pricing today, and I'll be talking about setting our pricing this evening, and I have a free bonus that I'm giving this evening in the challenge. And I want to give you a sneak peek today on that awesome bonus that I'll be giving away in the challenge tonight. And by the way, that challenge starts tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. It lasts for about an hour, and you can also catch the replay if you can't catch the live. The replays are going to be available all until next week. And what I want to share with you right now, it's called my Virtual Assistant Pricing Calculator Guide. And I've worked really, really hard doing research looking at industry standards and all of that. And I kind of want to show you what that bonus is going to be tonight to kind of entice you. Come on over to the challenge, see what you're going to get, see what you'll get out of it, right? Because, some of you who are aspiring VAs, you don't know where to start. You don't know how to price your business. You don't know where to begin. You know what? I really, really encourage you to come on over. Just click the link in the what I put in the comments and just sign up, and you'll get all of the bonuses and all the information and all the notifications. All right. So I'm going to quickly share my screen. I just want to show you what our challengers are going to be receiving tonight. So this is actually my it's my VA virtual assistant service pricing calculator. I wrote this entire calculator with the help of my team, of course, and we really, really, dug into the research and our experience as well. I've been an entrepreneur for, since 2010, and actually even way before then. But and back then I would have loved to be able to, have someone help me set my pricing, and I did not have that. So here I am wanting to pass this information along to you to make it easier for you. All right. So let me just come over to my screen so I can see what I am presenting here. All right. Okay. So this is the virtual assistant services pricing calculator. This is the free bonus that I'm going to be giving away tonight at the challenge. So, and I just want to kind of go through and show you exactly what is in this calculator that will help you figure out your prices, okay, above and beyond what we talked to today. Because I only, when you're in a series like this, the series lasts maybe 30 minutes. You can't cram everything into 30 minutes. All right. So, we're going to talk about in this pricing guide, the key components of the virtual service pricing calculator. We're talking about defining your services, assessing your experience, how to set your hourly rate, estimating your time investment, and accounting for your overhead. All right. Because there's going to be some overhead, right? I do recommend that you keep your overhead as low as possible in the beginning, but it's going to happen because you're going to need some tools to be a successful VA. All right. Then I have a guide on page 4 of using the virtual services, the virtual service pricing calculator. So we're talking about service categories and rates, calculating total cost for each service, right? How do you figure this out, right? You add your overhead costs, determine your package pricing, because you may have package pricing. You may have some hourly, but then you may want to offer some packages. And then talking about periodic review, looking at your rates, adjusting them accordingly, right? Because as you gain skills, as you put more skills in your toolkit, you are going to be able to demand higher rates because you're going to have some specialized skills and services that you can offer your clients. Then I have some example range of services here, right? So you can take a look and see what kind of services can I offer, and how are they categorized? We have general, admin, creative, technical, and specialized. All right. So, and then there's some minimum hours, some retainer packages, and some like a pricing guide type thing that tells you what you can charge as a VA, depending on how many years of experience you have. All right. So this is really, really helpful. Then we have a nice sheet here, and this is what you're going to use to determine your services and your rates. All right. And there's an example in here on how to really break down your services so that you can figure out what you're going to charge people for each one. And then we talk about adapting your rates for specialized services. We're talking about clear communication, rate adjustment for specialized work, your value proposition, which is really important. And we'll dive into that tonight in the challenge, and reviewing and revising. And there's a supportive statement here on this page as well. Now we talk about using your own due diligence. Now, you're going to have to determine your own rate. You'll have to do your own research. That's going to be really important. And as an entrepreneur, that's what we do. We have to take the bull by the horns, and we have to do the research on our own, right? All righty. And there's also some different online calculators that I have provided. I have gone out and I've researched, and I've pulled the best ones. I've picked the best ones that I've found that can really help you figure out and determine your hourly rate based on what you need to make to pay your bills and to help your family finances and your personal finances. All right. Because that's going to be really important to really get those set. All righty. So there we go. There we have it. That is the VA services pricing calculator that I am going to be giving away as a bonus tonight in day 3 of the challenge. I'm so excited about this. The challenge is going so well. It's going by so quickly. We have some amazing challengers that are joining us every evening. And I hope you will be there tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Alrighty. So there is your sneak peek into that. Now, maybe, just maybe the challenge isn't for you, but you still want to have this pricing guide, right? That I just showed you. And you know what? I'd be willing to share that with you if you're super serious about becoming a VA. So if you are, just comment guide below. Just comment, in the comments, and I'll send you the link to that. But I'm not going to send you the link to that until after tonight's challenge lesson. Okay. Because my challengers who are really serious and who are devoted to themselves, they're committed to themselves, and they're showing up every evening of the challenge. I want them to get that first, okay? Because they're putting in the time, they're putting in the effort, and they're really showing me that they really want this, okay? So also, if you are looking for other support above and beyond all of this, I would love to have you join our free community. It is called the Virtual Assistant Collective, where we have 300 members and growing of like-minded aspiring virtual assistants and entrepreneurs. And I'm also going to post the link to that in the comments. I'd love you to have you come on over, join us. We have pop-up trainings. We have a lot of inspiration and just a supportive community of like-minded women who want to become VAs and who want to get their businesses off the ground. So you know what? We all know, what we're going through, and we can support each other in this group. All right. So I just posted that in the comments. So click on there, come on over. It's free, and it just has a lot of valuable content in the group. All right. So that is it for today's episode. That was episode number 5. Again, I cannot believe that this is the 5th time I've come on here to bring you some content in this series. I'm going to say 7 to 8 weeks ago, this series, I don't even know if it was a thought in my mind. I don't know. And I'm going to tell you something, because time goes by so quickly, and I'm on episode 5, like, I'm going to tell you, go do the thing, right? If you're on the fence about doing something, go do it, because time is going to pass anyway. And, I'm on week 5. I'm so glad that I started the series, because I could go back 5 weeks, and I'm just saying, you know how that goes, right? Go do the thing. Go do the thing that you've been putting off. All right. Because time is so precious, and it goes by so quickly. And I think that you would be very, very happy when you go and do the thing. You're going to do yourself a favor and say, yes, I did this. I can do this. All right. Okay. So that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you next week, same day, Wednesday, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern, and same place right here on my personal wall feed. I'll be sharing into the group. And next week, we're going to be talking about marketing yourself as a VA, so that you can go out and find those clients. All right. How exciting is that? All right. That's it. So until next time, keep reaching for your goals, aspiring VAs. All right. Bye.